capture shattered dreams and
Hello friends, this is Sam Chaney reporting for Weaponized News. Today, May 5th, 2025, a lot of fives. Happy Cinco de Mayo. We got a lot to get to. It's going to be only an hour show today. And we have Ruckus on the line to help co-host and go through the insanity of today's news. Ruckus from alternatecurrentradio.com. Okay, quickly the hook. We got a lot of trolling from Trump. Is it real? Is it fake? I don't know. We have this video of mind control basically in your mainstream sports, the Kentucky Derby. It's the horse named Sovereignty One beating journalism and publisher. I don't know. I guess it's just a coincidence. Nothing's rigged. And go back to sleep. Everything's fine. Trump signs executive order. Can we even say this? Probably not on our YouTube. We'll do a section on the bat problem tomorrow, not on YouTube because they're still very sensitive. But Trump signs executive order improving the safety and security of biological research today, banning the federal funding of gain-of-function research. I know it's horrific. Fauci saved the world. We should continue to do it because if we don't, somebody else will, i.e. us. So yeah, that happened. And so that's the narrative they're going with, that it leaked. Well, they've been building the narrative. And so that's now the official story. And we're going to cover China's side of it. But the official story out of the White House now, our history is going to tell us that it was a leak out of a lab in Wuhan, China. That's going to be the official story here now, being established by the White House as we speak. And so with that being the official story, they signed the executive order to stop funding gain of function. That allegedly is what the whole problem was. What else do we got? A little bit about Trump. Yeah, your kid's not going to have Christmas, but what the hell? It's fine. Your kid was greedy anyway and spoiled, and so it's probably for the better. A lot of trolling at that White House account. Whoever's running it, I don't know. Really not very professional. I don't know. Who cares though, right? Trump trolling, maybe. I don't know. Does he want to put us dissenters in Alcatraz, rebuild and open Alcatraz? We got that post from Trump. Reply from Pelosi. That's right by her area there in Marin, California, the Bay Area. It's right. I don't know if it's in her district, but it's definitely right in her neck of the woods. We got a little bit about the Technocracy, Scientific Dictatorship, Palantir. The earnings report came out today, and so we appreciate that. The enslavement coming at record speed for us, and then of course you got Aardvark land saying they're going to go ahead and seize all of Gaza and occupy the West Bank and everywhere else indefinitely. So they've announced today they're doing the Greater Aardvark Land Project. It's now official. It always was official, but now it's in your AP headlines for you to know 100% that the conspiracy theorists were right again. It wasn't even a conspiracy theory. They said as much. Jesus, look it up. Anyway, another conspiracy theory that they actually were just reading what they're saying the whole time. Turns out to be true now. Again. Okay, on this day of history, there's something probably weird going on. 5/5/2025. I don't know. But going back in history, there was a little bit of noticing on this day of May 5th. 1430, aardvarks are expelled from Speyer, Germany. In 1809, citizenship is denied for aardvarks in Agaru Canton, Switzerland. In 1816, American Bible Society organized in New York. In 1862, the French army intervenes in Puebla, Mexico. i.e. Cinco de Mayo. We have a cat here, so we need a lot of clicks for that. The cat jumped in the show today. In 1865, we saw the first U.S. train robbery occur in North Bend, Ohio. Another noticing event in 1881, anti-aardvark rioting in Kiev, Ukraine. I know, shocking. In 1891, Carnegie Hall opens in New York. In 1893, the Panic of 1893 causes a large crash on the New York Stock Exchange. In 1912, Soviet Communist Party newspaper Pravda begins publishing, and we believe everything they say. In 1916, the U.S. Marines invade the Dominican Republic for their own safety, of course, and stay until 1924. Was that 8 years? Keeping everybody safe. In 1920, Woodrow Wilson bans the Communist Labor Party in America. In 1921, Chanel No. 5 was released by Coco Chanel. In 1942, the U.S. begins rationing sugar during World War II. This one's for Barry, if you're listening out there. In 1964, separatists riot in Quebec, Canada. I know, shocking. And shout out to George Galloway. In 2005, George Galloway is elected as MP for Bethel Green and Bow in the general election. And 2012, Japan shuts down its nuclear reactors, leaving the country without nuclear power for the first time since 1970. All right. Let's get to I had a couple different segues. I like to just pick it on the fly. What am I going to do here? The joys of live streaming. Well, let's play this short one. Mexicans canceling Cinco de Mayo over Trump deportation fears. Would Trump send ICE out on a holiday? I don't know. Would he?
Today is May 5th.
Having our sound there. No sound?
And that means
no sound. Too shocking to even hear. Next segue. Glad I lined up a couple. But just know that CNN's reporting that. Next segue. Oh, this is a good one right here. The intersection of sports, politics, and mind control here. Predictive programming, you could say there's something going on here. The Kentucky Derby, of course, happened on Saturday. Listen to the call for the race. Sovereignty wins the Kentucky Derby over journalism and publisher.
Journalism is on the move.
Now my
as they
sound
turn
is
for
all out.
home, and sovereignty is coming with him on the
I don't know what is going on here, Ruckus. Can you hear me, Ruckus?
Howdy. Yeah, and just so you know, I could hear the audio on the video.
Could? I couldn't hear it.
Yes, okay. But another weird gremlin has occurred. Apparently your Rumble is not live.
That kept happening. It kept happening, and I kept redoing it, and
It's probably Russia. I'm guessing Russia did it. Or Iran. There we go. Iran.
And that's our best chat channel there.
Yeah, it's a shame.
I just tried to hook up to it right now. Yeah, it says offline.
Well, it is Cinco de Mayo, so, you know.
It is Cinco de Mayo, and the gremlin came in, so where I couldn't air these great segues. Well, if you can hear it, I guess that's good enough. I wish I could hear it, but let's play it anyway. So you could hear it?
Well, now I don't see anything, but
We're a wreck today. Okay. Apologies. Let's move on. Just know that that happened. You can look it up if you don't believe me. Okay. So what do we make of, well, let me read Cinco de Mayo so everybody knows. Cinco de Mayo, Spanish for May 5th, commemorates the Mexican Army's victory over French forces at the Battle of Puebla on May 5th, 1862. This event occurred during the Franco-Mexican War, 1861 to 1867, sparked by Mexico's default on foreign debts, prompting France and Napoleon III to invade and establish a French-controlled empire. So happy Cinco de Mayo again to you out there.
we, oh, wait a minute. That's French. Sorry.
What did, I think I maybe found the problem on my end.
It was the cat. The cat did it, right?
Nah, it was, let's see if I can hear this now. Yeah, I fixed it, I think.
Cool.
All right. Wasting time, but again, be afraid of deportations on Cinco de Mayo. No? Still no sound.
Well, this time I don't hear it either, so that was a different problem.
Let me try it one more time here. One more time.
Over France. But some in the Battle of Puebla, I should say, but some communities have canceled or scaled back cultural events because of President Trump's crackdown on illegal immigration and the fear.
There we go.
So they're afraid.
We got to keep pumping that fear. We got to pump that fear. Be afraid on your great Mexican holiday that we celebrate more here in California than they do in Mexico. Mexico's president says she rejected Trump's plan to send U.S. troops across the border, as we're looking to spark up something there against the drug cartels, against somebody. Somebody's looking for a fight.
Yeah, she seems to be okay with the fact that we sent Reaper drones over there to spy on the cartels.
Yeah, see? Take what you can get.
Yeah.
All right. Next story. Lives cut short in ICE custody. 7 migrants die in Trump's first 100 days. The death of a Haitian woman who complained about chest pains hours before dying at a Florida detention center is the 7th death recorded in just 3 months.
Wow.
I'm
So
sure
we've
it's
gone
fine.
from Trump derangement syndrome to something far worse now.
I'm sure it's fine. Let's see if I can hook up with, yeah, I don't know what is up with the old Rumble today. I may have to go back to old school. I was having this problem connecting with it. Rwanda confirms ongoing talks with Trump administration to accept deported migrants. So if you get deported, would you want to go to Rwanda?
Well, I mean, if I get a choice. Oops.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Well, yeah, I was just going to say, well, it seems like if we're going to get deported, Rwanda sounds like a much nicer place than, say, Guantanamo. Just saying, maybe.
In El Salvador Supermax prison?
Yeah, I think, or out the Alcatraz. I guess we'll talk about that later.
Okay, let me play this again one more time. We're going to get it right this time.
They turn for home, and sovereignty is coming with him on the outside. The two of them go right by with a furlong to run. Journalism and sovereignty, nose to nose, down to the last 16th of a mile. Sovereignty has taken the lead. Journalism is second toward the inside. Baez is third, but it will be sovereignty to rule the Kentucky Derby.
Is that just coincidence? What do you think? What do you make of this?
Wow. Well, I'm very happy that sovereignty won because what passes as journalism these days is questionable. Of course, then again, so is what passes as sovereignty. as if sovereignty means making America great again. I'll pass.
If you don't
That's
like
weird,
it,
though. What a weird. It definitely feels symbolic, doesn't it? Isn't it? I
feels
think
like it's all
that's
rigged
more.
to me.
Well,
But
I don't think so. I think it's one of those things. I'm gonna play this one straight, and I just say it's just coincidence. But it's very telling that people think that there's some sort of symbolism there. It just says a lot about where we are in society today. Nobody trusts anybody or anything, and there's this giant question on everybody's minds: is this truly the golden age of America and all that? So to see these horses and with those names, because I don't know. And maybe there's no there, but maybe there is.
come on, where's your conspiracy mind? Okay.
I left my tinfoil at home. Oh.
It was left at home. Okay. I'll give you a pass on that. But it just seems like they don't do anything by accident here on the grand stage of the world.
By 33 feet or millifeet or seconds, I'm all in.
The NFL has announced, they were at the White House today to social engineer. They've announced that the 2027 draft is going to be held in Washington, D.C., sponsored by Bud Light. So that was announced today at the White House, coincidentally enough.
Bud Light, huh? No, that's
remember their problem.
Why does that sound familiar to me? Did something happen with them in the news recently? Anybody?
They had a problem with some weird advertising campaign that tanked them.
I can't even. Doesn't ring a bell. Sorry. I wish it was right on the tip of my tongue, but lost it. Yeah, we have such a short attention span, don't we, America? Way to go.
Yeah, man. Bud Light sucks anyway, even if it wasn't for all this social engineering bull crap around it. Okay, here's the big story of the day. Well, there's a couple big stories. This is out of America. Allegedly, they're going to stop funding gain of function. Can we even report on it on YouTube? I don't know.
Wait. Sorry. They're going to stop funding gain of function?
Mm-hmm.
Call me crazy. Call me a conspiracy theorist, but does that imply complicitly, explicitly, like in your face, obviously an admission that we do fund gain of function and now we're going to stop? Just want to make that clear because I'm confused about these things.
Yeah, we've been funding it. Yeah, and now we're stopping.
Weird. Okay, go ahead.
Here's the White House on the executive order today.
So it can leak out like from Wuhan, and a lot of people think that. I think I said that right from day one. It leaked out whether it was to the girlfriend or somebody else, but scientists walked outside to have lunch with the girlfriend or was together with a lot of people, but that's how it leaked out, in my opinion, and I've never changed that opinion. So it can leak out innocently, stupidly, incompetently, but innocently, and half destroy the world.
That's right. That's right, Mr. President.
Mr. President, there are, I think, 3 leaks. BSL-3 and BSL-4 labs are highest rated laboratories almost every week. There's no laboratory that does this right. There's no laboratory that's immune from leaks, and this is going to prevent those kind of inadvertent leaks from happening in the future and endangering humanity. The COVID outbreak cost 20 million lives and cost the world at least $25 trillion. And this executive order is a precaution against us being involved in that kind of research in the future.
That's good. Very honest.
There you go. It was just an innocent mistake.
COVID cost, or was it the response to COVID? Wow. Man, I can't. Is that really RFK Jr.? What the hell, man? Anyways, jeez.
It's an innocent mistake. Because there you go. There's the headline. Are we allowed on YouTube to report Bloomberg headlines? Probably not. Trump signs order targeting gain of function bat research. Oh, man. Okay.
I'd never heard his theory before now about how he thought that it was a girlfriend, like the lab assistant gave it to his girlfriend, and that's how the world shut down. Yeah, okay, weird.
Could be true. Okay, here's the actual executive order. Improving the safety and security of biological research. And they say right here, dangerous gain-of-function research on biological agents and pathogens has the potential to significantly endanger the lives of American citizens. If left unrestricted, its effects can include widespread mortality, an impaired public health system, disrupted American livelihoods, and diminished economic and national security. You can read the whole thing on the whitehouse.gov, or you can go to the links in our Weaponized News Substack, and you can read the whole thing there. But yeah, it's a bunch of Spider-Man meme finger pointing, and nobody's going to wind up taking the blame here. It was an innocent accident, and that's the official story, and we're sticking to it.
Do you notice that these really important things like that they pass have boring names that don't stand for things, and then it's all these other weird things that are like, well, we're passing the Stablecoin Act, and every letter stands for something, or the Bitcoin Act, or whatever.
They could have
mean.
could have cooked up something fancy for his. This literally affected everyone in the world. And so, yeah, you would think they would have put a little bit more spin on it, but
I'm passing the good idea bill. How about that? Or the stop paying taxes bill.
We're going to get to some of that. Okay, here's Trump. Hey, your Christmas might be canceled, but Trump's trolling on the interwebs nonstop. So tell your kids to shut the hell up.
Said this week got a lot of attention. You were at your cabinet meeting. You said, quote, I'm going to quote what you said, maybe the children will have $2 instead of $30.
Yeah.
And maybe the $2 will cost a couple of bucks more than they would normally. Are you saying that your tariffs will cause some prices to go up?
No, I think the tariffs are going to be great for us because it's going to make us rich.
But you said some dolls are going to cost more. Isn't that an acknowledgement that some prices will go up?
I don't think a beautiful baby girl that's 11 years old needs to have 30 dolls. I think they can have 3 dolls or 4 dolls. Because what we were doing with China was just unbelievable. We had a trade deficit of hundreds of billions of dollars with China.
When you say they could have $3 instead of $30, are you saying Americans could see empty store shelves?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying they don't need to have $30. They can have 3. They don't need to have 250 pencils. They can have 5.
Boom.
33.
Boom.
33.
Boom. Right there, he's telling you in his little Masonic code word phrasing. So, but try to explain that to your kid.
30, 33, 33.
Try to explain that to your kid at Christmas. Sorry, kid, you're gonna have 3, not 30, because we're running some type of Masonic mind control program on the public. And have fun playing with your 0 dolls, actually, because we can't afford anything because now we're in poverty because the tariffs are bringing in a lot of money for the government. Isn't it wonderful?
Who does this guy think he is? How dare he dictate how many dolls little girls get? Little baby girls who are 11 years old who are playing with dolls. Please show me one, by the way. That's another point I'd like to point out here. Isn't it interesting that all of these? I was just having this conversation with a friend of mine off air today. That a lot of these shortages, thanks to the supply chain squeeze and these tariffs that we're going to see, are not going to be affecting certain things, in particular, like the key components for the military-industrial complex as well as technology. So, sure. The little girl, the sweet little baby 11-year-old girl is not going to have $30 anymore. Maybe she'll have 3, maybe she'll have 2, maybe she'll have 0. I'm guessing she'll have 0 because she's going to have a million infinite amount of AI chat friends on her little brain chip device, smartwatch, thingamabob, smartphone, whatever technology it is that they're going to be addicted to instead of playing with dolls, because kids are already addicted to technology. They hardly play with toys anymore. So I think this argument about toys is a moot point, and I think that we have witnessed the end of toys as we know it, which is sad for me to say that because I used to work for a toy store. I also was a huge fan of toys, but I really think that that's where the world is headed towards. So I don't think anybody truly cares how many toys the kids get as long as they still get their iPhone, Sam.
Well, the kids can go play with landmines now. Let's
or depending on where you live, right?
Let's hear from now Trump's thoughts on the Constitution.
But even given those numbers that you're talking about, don't you need to uphold the Constitution of the United States as
I
president?
don't know. I have to respond by saying again, I have brilliant lawyers that work for me, and they are going to obviously follow what the Supreme Court said. What you said is not what I heard the Supreme Court said. They have a different interpretation.
But
He don't know. Do whatever the lawyers say. So basically, he's admitting lawyers are running the country here.
Well, he's a constitutional expert. He swore upon it. He knows all about it.
Here is the and the White House. Coincidentally enough, today posts this on their X account. There you go. The Constitution of the United States. I wonder what could have prompted them to post this. Then, but wait, there's more. They also posted the Declaration of Independence today. For some odd reason, it's no kind of, it's Cinco de Mayo. Why are they posting the founding documents of America today?
Kind of weird.
Kind of weird. Yeah, what's going on here? And to paraphrase, the Declaration of Independence says it's your duty to overthrow a tyrannical government, essentially, and institute a new government. I don't know. Is that what they're hinting at here? Here's Trump trolling. Go ahead.
Well, maybe if you closely inspect those posts from the White House, you'll see that they redacted that part.
It's been censored out. Here's Trump trolling yesterday, May 4th. This is right from the White House. I mean, I'm like, who's running this account? Happy May the 4th to all, including the radical left lunatics who are fighting so hard to bring Sith lords, murderers, drug lords, dangerous prisoners, and well-known MS-13 gang members back into our galaxy. You're not the rebellion, you're the empire. May the 4th be with you. That's the official White House X account with the gray check mark that posted that.
Thank God they're finally doing something about those damn Sith Lords. My God. Praise be to Trump. What a joke. We do sincerely live in clown world. Oh my God.
Clown world idiocracy. And then today, here's from Trump's official account. Rebuild and open Alcatraz. For too long, Americans have been plagued by vicious, violent, and repeat criminal offenders, the dregs of society, who will never contribute anything other than misery and suffering. When we were a more serious nation in times past, we did not hesitate to lock up the most dangerous criminals and keep them far away from anyone they could harm. That's the way it's supposed to be. No longer will we tolerate these serial offenders who spread filth, bloodshed, and mayhem on our streets. That is why today I am directing the Bureau of Prisons, together with the Department of Justice, FBI, and Homeland Security, to reopen and substantially enlarge and rebuild Alcatraz to house America's most ruthless and violent offenders. We will no longer be held hostage to criminals, thugs, and judges that are afraid to do their job and allow us to remove criminals who came into our country illegally. The reopening of Alcatraz will serve as a symbol of law, order, and justice. We will make America great again. And of course, here's the famous Alcatraz prison island there in the Bay of San Francisco Bay. And so everybody wants to go visit that, don't they?
Gentlemen, welcome to the Rock. Sorry. Yeah, wow. He's going to send judges there, corrupt judges. Is that what he was implying? That
no, I think he was saying he threw in judges because they're afraid to.
No, it's probably reserved for dangerous thought criminals like you and I.
Reopening Alcatraz. Okay, let's take our live commercial break. Everybody go to weaponizednews.com. Get yourself some stickers there. We got the holograph. We got the white background and a clear background. Put it on your laptop, your guitar, your bumper, your Cybertruck. Weaponizednews.com. Get yourself some stickers. Go ahead and plug their ruckus.
Sure, go to alternatecurrentradio.com and get you some Daily Ruckus stuff. Just like, yeah, you can check out my podcast, The Daily Ruckus. You can always, I'm putting up my most recent episode of my appearances on Weaponized News there, so you can find me up there too, doing that. And then, of course, on that website, alternatecurrentradio.com is where you'll find my appearances on the other shows there, like Boiler Room, Sunday Wire, and then some other curated podcasts from my friends and colleagues. So do check it out. And then, of course, on the side, hit me up, send me an email, direct message, AC_wordslinger on X if you're looking for some word slinging stuff. You need help with a website or a logo or stuff, just hit me up. I do all of those things. Consultations, if you want to learn how to incorporate AI into your small local business, I can help you out with that kind of stuff. So I do lots of jack of all trades, as it were.
Helping out the scientific dictatorship. We appreciate it.
Darn tootin'.
Continuing here, Pelosi had a reply. Pelosi says Alcatraz closed as a federal penitentiary more than 60 years ago. We'll just put it on the screen so everybody can see. It is now a very popular national park and major tourist attraction. The president's proposal is not a serious one.
That's coming from a very serious person, too.
A serious investor, that's for sure.
But seriously, I mean, you look at Alcatraz and all the I mean, that's a project, man. Sure, you might say, "Oh, it's good for jobs," but it's going to cost a lot of money. It's going to be some work. I think it is a bit of a pipe dream. And it seemed like, again, why did he announce this today on Cinco de Mayo? It seemed like a lot of like dog whistling and things going on about immigration. So I don't know. Just it might not happen. Is all I'm saying.
I can't get my hopes up for it.
No, I wouldn't.
I don't want to go to prison in Alcatraz. That's a hard damn prison, man.
We've all seen the movie. We know how to escape. So, you know.
Well, I don't think we ever know if they actually did escape or if they got eaten by sharks. Do we? Do we ever?
Okay, now, you know what? Now I sure hope this is not real. Damn it.
Do we have confirmation that they ever actually really did escape? There's like the urban legend that they escaped, but do we know? I don't think we have no confirmation that anybody saw.
Because there was no
alive again.
Bodies.
Yeah. So they could have been eaten by sharks. We don't know, honestly.
Or they could be hanging out in Argentina with Hitler. Yeah.
Here's Trump, of course, trolling more. He posted this on his True Social of him as the Pope. So there's that. And then here's the media asking him about it today.
See, you mean they can't take a joke? You don't mean the Catholics, you mean the fake news media. Not the Catholics loved it. I had nothing to do with it. Somebody made up a picture of me dressed like the Pope, and they put it out on the internet. That's not me that did it. I have no idea where it came from. Maybe it was AI, but I know nothing about it. I just saw it last evening. Actually, my wife thought it was cute. She said, "Isn't that nice?" Actually, I would not be able to be married, though. That would be a lot. I'd have to the best of my knowledge, popes aren't big on getting married, are they? Not that we know of. No. I think it's the fake news media that, they're fakers.
He posted it. He posted this image on his True Social. I went and looked it up. Who's the fake news media?
He's all worried about that means he couldn't be married. You're Trump. If you were the Pope, you would clearly write an executive order that says it's okay for you to be married as the Pope. Problem solved.
Okay, let's move on to scientific dictatorship, technocracy, Technate, Palantir. Trying to get this guy on the show, Hackable Animal. Let's play. He did this video yesterday talking about Palantir specifically. Let's play this short clip. And hopefully we can get this gentleman on the show soon.
Hey, folks, this is Dustin, up late working on a project. This is my prison wear because I am a prisoner, hackable animal here in the electronic prison planet. Tomorrow's a big day. It's Q1 earnings for Palantir, of which you know Palantir was started with In-Q-Tel or CIA money. In-Q-Tel is the CIA's venture firm. They did that in partnership with Peter Thiel, who was the handler, the manager of Palantir. We've seen Palantir now being plugged into everything in the government. That's been going on for years. It's all over the private sector now. They just did a deal with NATO. Palantir is spread far and wide. And Palantir is essentially taking all of the data that's out there in the so-called public and private sectors and allowing access to the data so that their various AI systems can process, analyze, and essentially weaponize that data. We're not going to get into
Weaponized data against you. I wonder who called it weaponized. Palantir stock slides despite strong earnings. That's the price of sky-high valuations, report today by Barron's. And so don't you worry about Palantir, though. Here's their stock today. Don't you worry about them. I have a sneaking suspicion they're going to do just fine. They're down just a little bit today. You could see right there, but they're doing just fine. So I wouldn't worry about Palantir's earnings. And isn't it like a circle jerk, because they are the government, essentially, quasi-governmental agency funded by the government. So isn't it all just a big circle jerk? You know what I mean? Any thoughts?
It's certainly a jerk.
Any thoughts, comments about Palantir? I'm gonna.
It looks like a buy signal to me, but not financial advice.
Yeah, I would say they're strong. They're in strong position to continue to get large government contracts. Is how it's shaping up here. They're the it in AI war technology, essentially. So they're the it company here now, which is actually the U.S. government. So.
But yeah. if you have not done the deep dive on Palantir, I recommend everybody must learn as much as they can about what this company is and how they do what they do, and it's frightening. Think of, like, the best example is, you know how creepy that Google gets sometimes, like Google knows about you, or your Pandora knows what you like. Palantir knows, like, everything about you, and it might be able to anticipate a few moves that you don't even know that you're about to make. It knows you're going to make it. It's scary stuff, but it's the stuff you don't want the government to have access to this. Like I would be one. I would be like, I want access to my own data, and no one else has access to it. That's fine by me. You know what I mean?
No, it's not your data. It's their data. They own us.
True. Fine print, everybody.
Yeah, we'll be covering more on Palantir as we go on here, and the old CEO there, Karp, he brags about, oh yeah, we kill people. You know what I mean? We have video of it. I'll play it tomorrow, maybe sometime this week. He's like, yeah, we kill people. What, you don't want us killing people? You know what I mean? Like, come on. So yeah, very kind company there, essentially the government with the very thin veneer of private industry there. Palantir, very creepy. Yeah, and they probably can predict what you're going to do with more certainty than you may even know what you're doing.
Denver in the chat nailed it, if you guys are familiar with this. He says, think Cambridge Analytics, but weaponized for reasons other than marketing and politics. That's 100% correct.
There you go. They're the good guys. So we do appreciate Palantir there. Don't drone me, bro. Okay, this is a bizarre post by old, I don't know. Can we trust RT that the translation's right? I don't know. It's Russian propaganda. warning. But let's play this clip anyway. Bizarre RT posted this today. They say Freemasonry has always been the target of conspiracists, says France's president to an audience of Masons in Paris. Macron thanks Masons for supporting a euthanasia bill, says they're fighting the battle that matters. It's translated in subtitles here in English. Let's take a look at this clip. Pretty creepy indeed.
Nécessaire que la franc-maçonnerie est aux avant-postes de la bataille qui importe si nous voulons façonner le siècle pour le bien de l'humanité. Ainsi, et sans doute le fait que la franc-maçonnerie a toujours été la cible des complotistes, des obscurantistes, qui lui attribuent une influence la mettant ainsi à l'honneur. Un organe de presse a récemment fait procès de vouloir peser sur les débats relatifs à la fin de vie, usant au passage d'une iconographie qui était oubliée depuis Vichy. Je vous le dis ici, soyez-en fiers. Et comme les autres grandes familles spirituelles, les francs-maçons s'emparent de ce débat fondamental de la fin de vie. Je le dis aussi ici, est une bonne chose. Nécessaire.
And see, that's good of them that they're supporting the euthanasia bill there in France.
That's wild. I took 3 years equivalent of French, and the words that I could pick out that I could hear in the background seemed to match what the translation was saying. So he was certainly talking about life and thereof. So and Freemasonry and all of that stuff. So I don't know. I would say that was probably an accurate interpretation. But how odd. So you see, I was always intrigued by this Canada, Barry, you know what's up. They're obsessed with that MAID program and all of that stuff. Maybe it's the French side of them that's like that. So here's France now. Yeah, weird.
Or maybe it's the Freemason side of
well, you know, France is pretty thick with it.
On to... I just saw that report and I was like, that's very bizarre that he would thank them for helping pass the euthanasia bill. Like, what? Okay. On to Aardvark land, and the genocide there continues. We're in a war. They bombed the hell out of Aardvarks now. So you got UK, US, Aardvarks bombing the hell out of Yemen. They bombed the hell out of Yemen again. Yemen tried to shoot them with a ballistic missile and apparently missed the airport there in Aardvark land. They did. There's footage. We won't play it, but you can look it up. It did make a big hole in the ground, allegedly. And so now what's the answer? Bomb the hell out of them. Well, everybody else was. So, I mean, might as well. Trump told this over the weekend. I don't know if it was last night or Saturday. Anyway, Trump told NBC News his goal is the total dismantlement of Iran's nuclear program, warning that civilian energy often leads to military wars. Let's hear this clip as they saber rattle to go ahead and do a big attack against Iran. And Aardvark land has promised retaliation for the alleged Houthi ballistic missile attack. They promised retaliation on Iran. So things are escalating.
Conversations with Iran. Is the goal of these talks limiting Iran's nuclear program or total dismantlement?
Total dismantlement.
That's all you'll accept?
That's all I'd accept. Okay. Now, there's a new theory going out there that Iran would be allowed to have civilian, meaning to make electricity. But I say, you know, they have so much oil, what do they need it for? But you know, I've seen it with other states where they're looking to do something and they have a lot of oil. Iran has tremendous energy. You know, I put sanctions, if you know that. I put pretty strong sanctions on 2 days ago. On the
yeah, we know, buddy. We know, and that's going to have repercussions all over the global economy.
I've seen multiple clips now from this interview. What network was that? This is a train wreck. There's so many, like, what the heck is he talking about?
That's NBC. NBC. Okay. It's over the weekend. Meet the Press. God. That's NBC.
Oh, that's
Meet
what it
the
is.
Press.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay.
Meet the Prostitutes.
Wow.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to watch the whole thing.
Okay. So here is an image that they say this is the ballistic missile shot by the Houthis in Yemen. Here's the leftovers there, and this may start. Well, they've said they will go ahead and attack Iran over this. So we've devolved now. Forget about starting a world war over assassinated leader. We'll start a world war over a hole in the ground.
That looked fake to me.
Well,
I think they're covering something up.
We'll literally start World War III, hot World War III over a hole in the ground, alleged. That's where we're at.
I think I'm just going to go out on a limb here without doing too much digging, no pun intended. But that hole really looked like it was dug. First of all, that did not look like it does not look like an impact crater from a falling object or a missile. I'm guessing because we've seen this in recent history. Anyone forget these things? I think they're covering up for the fact that a Yemenese.
I think that's actually where the mass graves are.
Well, maybe, but they might double up. But I think I think the strike might have been more successful than they want people to know about, because this is a thing they like to cover up. They don't want anyone to think that the enemy is successful in any of their attacks. So I think that there was a successful strike, courtesy of the Houthis, probably, maybe, who knows who it really was. But I think they're covering it up. But they still want outrage over the fact that there was an attack. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Very weird. It's very fishy.
I could see World War III starting over a hole in the ground.
That would be so appropriate, wouldn't it?
Aardvark Land plans to capture all of Gaza under new plan. Officials say they're under siege right now, starving them to death. No food, water, energy, medicine. And now they're just saying, screw it, we're taking it all. And yeah, and so that's the other big story of the day. It's now official, which we've reported here the entire time that this was the plan, the Greater Aardvark Land Project. Now they're making it official. Aardvark Land strikes Houthi targets in Yemen a day after missile attack near airport. There's some more footage of it. It's just showing blowing up. Okay, on to Trump. Trump admits here that people are starving. They're in due to the siege, the blockade.
We're going to help the people of Gaza get some food. People are starving, and we're going to help them get some food. A lot of people are making it very, very bad. If you look, Hamas is making it impossible because they're taking everything that's brought in. But we're going to help the people of Gaza because they're being treated very badly by Hamas.
So I guess Hamas is doing the siege. I didn't know that, but this breaking news from Trump right there. I thought it was Aardvark Land the whole time.
This is the same stupid argument from the beginning. They say that all aid going in is just taken over by Hamas and it doesn't go to the people. I don't believe that for a second.
Here's Smotrich, Aardvark Land's Minister of Finance, everybody's favorite aardvark banker, Smotrich. The time has come to pounce on Gaza, occupy it, establish military government, take territory from them, and imprison President Trump's and implement President Trump's plan to remove 1.5 to 2 million Gazans from Gaza. That's called ethnic cleansing, but hey, I don't want to talk bad about it.
אני חושב שהגיע העת, ואמרתי את זה לראש ממשלה ואני אומר את זה גם כאן, להתנפל על עזה, לכבוש אותה כפי שהבטיח לנו הרמטכ"ל הנוכחי כשנכנס לתפקידו על דעת כן, ולא לפחד, כן, לכבוש את רצועת עזה, להקים בממשל צבאי, לקחת להם שטח, לממש את תוכניתו של הנשיא טראמפ, ולהוציא 1.5 מיליון, 2 מיליון עזתים מעזה. יש שיח מאוד מעמיק, וצריך אגב להשקיע בזה ולעבוד בזה, כדי לייצר אלטרנטיבות של מדינות אחרות. אין ברירה אלא לעשות את זה כאן ועכשיו. ואם לא זה כולל גיוס מילואים? אם אתה הולך למבצע ענק, אתה מגייס את כל הצבא.
And the crowd cheers too there.
Somebody get that guy a Ricola or a Hall's lozenge, for crying out loud. His throat problem. Yeah.
Axios, Aardvark Land plans to occupy and flatten all of Gaza if no deal by Trump's trip. Something tells me there's not going to be a deal. We went through this whole thing of, hey, we're trying to negotiate a ceasefire, but you keep assassinating all the negotiators. It makes it kind of hard. And then in the background, they laugh and say, yeah, we don't care about the hostages or any ceasefire. We're going to flatten you. And then here you go. So expect the whole place to be leveled here now, even more so than it already is. Aardvark Land plans to seize Gaza under new plan, officials say. And here it is right from the AP, the official source. And they go on to say, Aardvark Land approved plans today to seize the Gaza Strip and to stay in the Palestinian territory for an unspecified amount of time. Two Aardvark officials said a move that, if implemented, would vastly expand Aardvark Land's operations there and likely draw fierce international opposition. You think? You think? I don't know. And then we have our dear leader, Bibi, shadow president of America. He says, according to the CNN report, Aardvark Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said the population of Gaza will be displaced to the south after his security cabinet approved an expanded military operation in the enclave that a minister described as a plan to conquer the territory. But I thought it was about the hostages or Hamas or something. Oh, it was about the territory the whole time, it appears. Interesting development that's being admitted today. Thoughts, comments, Ruckus?
I'm shocked. I mean, it's like it's two in a row. I mean, this whole time we were arguing that this Ukraine-Russia conflict was over something more than what was being spoken about in the mainstream media. And apparently the same thing is true about the Israeli conflict over this land, this strip of land. It's been sitting in our face, staring us down this entire time. All of this has been over a strip of land. See, so yeah, maybe this is why they want to rebuild Alcatraz, because we do need to send these poor displaced Palestinians somewhere, don't we?
Rwanda, dare I say?
Hey, there you go.
Here's because everybody wanted to see this, I know, so we will bring it to you. Aardvark Prime Minister Bibi monitoring the airstrikes on Yemen from the IDF operations room alongside Defense Minister Katz. Let's watch this. The look of a psycho. We do appreciate it. No audio, by the way, on this clip. He looks concerned there.
It's very weird how they blurred out like everybody else in the room.
For security purposes. He has his little yellow ribbon there. So, I mean, he's a good guy. And then, yeah, they're attacking him, blowing him up. We got the video. So it shows them bombing him, blowing him up. That's all we got for today, Ruckus.
Short and sweet one.
Because oil's directly under it. Yeah. Right off the coast there, right off the Gaza Strip coast is they admitted oil and natural gas was found when this whole thing started. I know, shocking.
Oh my.
Shocking. But Hamas is blocking, that might be true. Hamas is blocking exploration of these natural resources in that area. So
Yeah, how much you want to bet? Something's gonna be like, oh, there's this mineral that scientists have known about for decades, but it's been hard to get. But turns out we just found a buttload of it in Gaza. We're rich. Yeah, weird coincidence, right?
Tomorrow we'll go more over the bat stuff. We never properly, because China did put out a white paper I mentioned last week with their narrative countering the U.S., America's narrative around it. We'll go over that in some more detail and a little bit.
Oh, did you, Sam, real quick, I don't have a story in front of me, but did you hear anything about this? Because I saw it on X that Marjorie Taylor Greene said she would vote no about this, but there was a vote up today making it illegal for anyone to participate in a boycott of Israeli-made goods. Did you hear about this?
So they're going to force you to buy.
I'm like, well, how do you
enforce that?
Now everyone must spend a certain amount of their earnings every month on McDonald's and Starbucks and Nike or whatever. Come on, get out of here. Microsoft, you have to have a Windows computer. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. But I definitely saw this all over my X feed, but I didn't do follow up with the voting today.
I did not see that. What is it called again? Let me search it real quick.
I didn't know the name of the bill, but Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Illegal to boycott?
Yeah, illegal to boycott Israel. And it should pop right up. It's the craziest thing. And then it was shocking to me to see that Marjorie Taylor Greene was making a stink about it, saying she's going to vote against it.
U.S. Al Jazeera reports here on my first search, U.S. bill to ban aardvark boycotts faces right-wing backlash. What are we going to do about these right-wingers? Yeah, there you go. There you have it, featuring old MTG there. U.S. bill to ban aardvark land boycotts faces right-wing backlash over free speech. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Maybe Palantir can force us to buy stuff electronically, and they'll just deduct it from our accounts and say, this is to ensure you comply with the new law that there's no boycotting. And we all just say, yes, we love it.
It could just be like a weird test to try to throw out an MTG and gain favor with that crowd again, because, you know, the right-wing conservatives have certainly left a lot to be desired since Trump took office, yes?
Although Trump's Republican Party has been leading legislative efforts to crack down on boycotts of aardvark land over the past days, several conservatives close to the U.S. president voiced oppositions to the bill dubbed the International Government Organization Anti-Boycott Act, or IGO.
See, it's got a name. It's got a fun name, so it's, you know, it's bullshit.
Talk about tyranny. That's economic tyranny. They're going to dictate who you can and cannot purchase from here now. That doesn't seem very kosher to me in freedom land of America. That's where we're at here on May 5th, 2025. How dare you not buy kosher products? Yeah, wow. That is, yeah, I don't know how the hell they could ever enforce it, but the proposed...
Working on it, yeah, for sure.
The proposed legislation was introduced by pro-aardvark hawks in the U.S. Congress. Now we have pro-aardvark hawks in the Congress. Republican Mike Lawler and Democrat Josh Gotterheim of aardvark fame in January. It's been in there, what, like 5 months here now, 4.5 months, something, and has been co-sponsored by 22 other lawmakers from both major parties. Anytime you see bipartisan legislation, watch out. That means government's out to get you. So, yeah, everybody look up International Governmental Organizations, IGO, law that they're trying to force us to buy aardvark products. Very good of them, indeed. All right, Ruckus, thank you very much for joining us on this Monday edition of Weaponized News. I don't know what happened to the old Rumble, but we got a ghost in the machine, apparently. And so we will be on Rumble tomorrow one way or another. I will manually load it, or we'll see how what happened with our restream here, why it didn't want to send the signal. One way or another, we will be on Rumble tomorrow. And thank you, everybody, for joining us on Odysee, on X, on YouTube. I see some people came over to the YouTube, Kick, Facebook, and Twitch, and X again. So thank you. And thank you, Ruckus, for joining us on this Monday, Cinco de Mayo edition of Weaponized News. As always, everybody do your own research, peace, love, and liberty. Speak out and take action. Have a great rest of your Monday evening, Cinco de Mayo. And we'll see you back here on the Tuesday edition of Weaponized News. We'll have a longer show tomorrow and try to do a couple of deep dives on the bats. And maybe, I don't know, we need to circle back, as the Raggedy Ann made famous, circle back around and take a look at the RFK files that were released, because that kind of flew under the radar. And was there anything we could suss out of that? And there are a few other issues that we need to dig a little bit deeper in this fast-paced news cycle that I believe need some more attention. So, again, thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And we'll see you back here tomorrow for more Weapon.